Alright, so it looks like the news for Sonic Colors Ultimate just won't stop coming. So yes, if you don't know what Sonic Colors Ultimate is, yes, we are getting a remaster of Sonic Colors Ultimate, and it seems like they are going out of their way to let us know that it's not just a straight port, and that they are adding shit to the game that justifies paying $40 or $45 for the digital deluxe edition. And we got a few pieces of information we got to talk about right now. So the first piece of information is regarding Tails being in the game. But Prem, Tails was already in Colors, he was in the game, like in the cutscenes. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Hold your horses, dudes in the comment section like to correct me on every little mistake I make. Now I know a lot of us thought Tails was going to be playable because we saw the icon, the player icon in the corner, but then we also saw the player icon with Sonic in the game, so that kind of deconfirmed Tails being playable. But Tails is going to be in game. That's right. We turn to Nintendo Everything for this article, and it says Sonic Colors Ultimate includes new Tails save gameplay system. Sonic Colors Ultimate is more than just a port of the Wii game. Aside from upgraded visuals, the developers are including new features as well. We previously heard about elements like the new Rival Rush mode, which is the multiplayer mode where you race against Metal Sonic. This week's Famitsu also goes over a new gameplay system, Tails Save, official English name TBA. Tails still isn't playable, but the character can now technically appear in stages. The first step is to actually collect his medallion item, which is the gold medal that we're talking about in the previous Sonic Colors Ultimate video shown in the scan below. Tails can then save Sonic if he falls off the stage and place him on a nearby platform. Players won't lose rings, nor will they be sent back to a previous checkpoint. Think of it like a time saver or an IGN mode, whatever. Outside of Tails save, Sonic Colors Ultimate also includes the new Jade Ghost Wisp that first appeared in Team Sonic Racing. Using it lets Sonic pass through walls easily and levitate like a ghost to reach otherwise impossible areas. Movies have also now properly been upgraded to HD. Oh, they confirmed that. That's great. I'm guessing they didn't actually make new CGI for the cutscenes or, you know, just the non-CGI cutscenes. I'm sure they just rendered them in HD because they have the source files and the source data and whatnot. Either way, it's still good because, man, those cutscenes, even on emulator, they looked at like 480p. They didn't upscale on emulator, so only the gameplay would be 4K and the cutscenes would still be super low res. Even the non-CGI ones, it was ridiculous. So I'm glad they're fixing that. So in the article, they show an image which is obviously taken from the Famitsu magazine, and you can see Tails saving Sonic, similar to how Tails carries Sonic in like Sonic 3, you know, that kind of standard thing. We've seen it before, Sonic 4, whatever. So it's basically like in Mega Man, like when you die and you can get saved in the easier modes, it's basically like that. Now I've taken the liberty of using an image translator system so I can kind of get a bit more information on what they're saying here. So obviously the translation is not going to be perfect, but it says new system, Tails save. Kind of. Tails, who was the role of Navigate in the Wii version, I guess the yellow thing that he's always holding. Finally, during the stage, he also got a special item medal. If you keep it, Sonic will fall off the stage. Tails, who also flew up, helped near the platform. It will bring you back to... Oh, okay, so the translation's not perfect. If the ring is lost, it will be returned to the checkpoint. This is a great way to prevent wasteful time loss. At the top of the center of the screen is a dedicated item, and I think they're showing the Tails thing there that you can grab. This is a great game, but I'm not sure if it's a good game or if it's a good game. What the fuck is that? There are up to 99 talks available. Maybe that's just to tell there's 99 of them available. I don't know. So yeah, the translation is not perfect, but basically from what we saw from Nintendo Everything, the medallions are basically giving us a certain amount of Tails saves. I would assume that grabbing the Tails thing would give us a Tails save, but I don't know how it's going to work with the medallions. We'll have to see when we get a bit more information. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's nothing against this as long as it's relegated to just the piss easy mode and not the main version of the game, because truly, like, I think most players shouldn't need this. Like, maybe on the Yellow Spring level, I don't know, but like, you shouldn't be relying on Tails to save you if you're above a certain age, I think. But you know, you do you, right? I just hope it's separated from the main mode, because they did mention that there was going to be some kind of easy mode. I just don't want it to be a case of just mixing everything together and then those medallions are there or whatever, the gold medals are there, and you just, you know, run and grab them and then Tails is saving you instead of just counting your deaths as a death. I think personally it would have just been easier to just have the easy mode have no lives, and then if you die you just start back at the checkpoint with no life counter, no game overs. But this whole saving you from a pit is like another level of easy that I really don't like personally, but I'm not going to criticize it because it's for a certain group of people, and that group of people is not me. I'm personally someone who likes the challenge and the perseverance of struggling on a game the first time and then getting better and no longer struggling. That's just me personally. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, I'm just saying it better stay separate, you know, because one of the things that bothers me is when they add in easy things, like easy elements into games, but they don't make it optional. Like the recent Spider-Man games, which I love, you know, Miles Morales, and I love Spider-Man PS4 before they butchered his face in the remaster, but I didn't like how they removed fall damage from swinging. Like I always thought the thrill of swinging was the fact that you were taking that risk of, you know, you can't fly, but because you're swinging across these buildings, it's like you feel like you're flying, but there's still that risk of you could mess up and fall, right? But now the later games, it's like, oh, you just fall, you just hit the ground, nothing happens, you just start swinging again. It's no big deal, and it takes away that thrill for me. But tangent aside, yeah, this is a worthy addition, and I guess that's just one more thing to add to the game to justify it being a remaster and not just a straight port. I do wonder how this will affect rankings, because I mean, you can't be having Tails save you and you still be claiming an S rank, right? Like that's not fair, right? Like they gotta like immediately like knock off some score just for getting saved or some shit. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. But we are not done with the information. We got another thing we need to talk about, and that is the performance of the game. Now, it has been confirmed that the game is going to run at 4K 60 FPS on everything except, you already know I'm going with this, I don't have to say it. I don't have to say it, like, come on. If you look at the game on the purchase page, it says better than ever, compatible with next gen consoles, and now more colorful than ever with, I don't know about more colorful than ever with the bloom crankings, washed out colors, but with enhanced visuals and graphics, and it says 4K on PS4 and Xbox One, ultra smooth 60 frames per second, performance on PS4 and Xbox One, refined controls, and many more gameplay upgrades. So this is the confirmation that the Switch version will obviously want to run at 4K. We knew that was going to happen, but it will also not even run at 60 FPS. So my assumption is that it's going to be what, 1080p 30 on Switch, and I'm guessing 720p 30 when undocked, which I think is fucking abysmal. You know, I don't sound mad because it's just colors, and I wasn't going to get it on Switch anyway because I had a feeling they'll pull some shit like this. It's a 2 generations old game. It came out on the Wii, and yes, it only ran at 480p 30 on the Wii, but I feel like from Wii to Wii U, then from Wii U to Switch, you should be able to get to a point where it's at least running at the bare minimum 720 60, right? But apparently they ported the game into another engine, aka an engine that's probably less optimized, and as a result they just let the Switch version go and only run at 30 FPS, which honestly I feel like they could have done better for that. I don't think the graphical upgrades the game has gotten is enough to justify keeping it at 30 FPS. It's not some remaking of colors, right? It's not like Force's level of graphics, which is, you know, designed for, like, at the time, the latest generation of consoles. This is still an old game in its textures and most of all of the visuals, with a few little tweaks, right? Maybe with the Switch Pro announcement apparently very imminent, maybe the Switch Pro version will hit 60. We'll have to see. But yes, I mean, if you're someone who was only gonna get it on Switch, you didn't have any other console, if you only had a Switch, you probably didn't give a fuck about frame rate as much as someone who has like a PS5 or a PS4 or an Xbox or a PC that can run games. If you just have a Switch, you're probably just gonna have to suck up and deal with it, because I mean, you just have a Switch. That's the weakest hardware. Yep, they didn't optimize it. They could have done more. They didn't. It is what it is. It sucks, but yeah, 30 FPS. Maybe the Pro will do 60. We'll have to see when the time comes, but that's your remaster. Same frame rate on an 11-year-old game, slightly higher resolution most likely. It is what it is. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this information. Are you excited to see Tails there as an easy mode instead of a playable character? And what do you think about the Switch version only pulling 30 FPS? Do you think they could have done better, or do you think that was the best they could have done? It wasn't a poor optimization thing? And are you still looking forward to Sonic Colors Ultimate? Has this 30 FPS news affected which platform you're gonna buy the game on? But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Make sure to check out the non-Sonic channel. The link will be in the description. And remember, all those E3 streams and Summer Games Fest is going to be on the non-Sonic channel. So if you want to see my reaction to E3 and all that, you best be over there. But that's all I have to say right now. So, Remy out.